Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is Thursday of WikiTree Week, and right now we are here with the Hacktoberfest wrap-up, the official wrap-up of Hacktoberfest, which of course took place all during the month of Hacktober, but we always like to wrap it up during WikiTree Week and talk about that. So we've got a full house. This is great, great. So I have Jamie next to me here, who'll be talking about basically the apps project in general. But we've got lots of people here who took part in Hacktoberfest. So I'd like to thank all of you for all of your help and work over the month. There were lots of little pieces that we worked on to help build the technology tools that we use on WikiTree every day. And so we just like to highlight some of that work that was done and share that. And so I'm going to turn it over right away to Rob to talk about work that was done on the WikiTree Sourcer extension, which was a welcome addition to Hacktoberfest this month. So thank you, Rob, for sharing that amazing tool that you've created and all the work that you've put into it, along with your collaborators.
Okay. Well, thanks, Greg. Yeah, this was the first time Sourcer was officially part of Hacktoberfest. Other WikiTreeers have contributed to Sourcer before, but not as an official Hacktoberfest thing. Anyways, let me see if I can share my screen. Okay.
There.
So I put together a little page. I can share the URL for it in a minute. But this is just an overview of what happened for Hacktoberfest. There are a lot of people who were interested in contributing to Sourcer for Hacktoberfest, but not everyone has got fully up to speed and contributed stuff into the main repository yet.
Can you zoom in just a few more notches there, Rob?
Sure. Is that better?
That's better for me. How's that for the rest of you guys?
Okay, so there's quite a lot of sites that are supported now. There's this page that I linked to shows all the different sites that Sourcer currently supports, but there's still more than 50 that people have requested. So there's always plenty to add. So Riel's going to talk in a minute about the South Africa sites that he added, and Rick Peterson added a French site. My French pronunciation is not great, but I can show you that. This is the archives of Alsace, I guess. It's called Basse-Rhin as well. And just show a sample of what he added. So this site doesn't really have any search capabilities, and it doesn't really have a lot of data that you can extract, so you can search from this site. So the main thing you can do on this site is create citations. Rick is now working on a US site which will support all those things. So he's learning all that stuff now. But on this one, you can build a narrative with the citation, for example. There isn't, because this doesn't have much easily extracted information, you're better off probably just doing an inline citation. And then if you want to look at what it generated, he did put some work into trying to figure out whether things were baptisms or what kind of event it was from the various patterns on the page. And we go back here, it also supports census records, and there's a collection called Successions and Absences, which apparently is quite useful for French researchers. Then Lucas has contributed to Sourcer before. He added the matricular site, but he's been pretty busy this October adding support for various German sites. One of them's the Arolsen archives. I can show you an example of that. I've been getting this a lot lately. You have to. I don't know if anyone else is, but I'm getting a lot of sites are telling me their certificate authority is not valid. So this is an example, and a lot of the pages on Arison Archives are more like profile pages. They're not a specific document or record. They're all the information that they have about a certain person. And they're mostly records about victims of various things. I don't know too much detail, like missing people or people who are imprisoned or executed. And in this page, you can, it can take a little while to extract all the information. I don't know why this one's taking longer for some reason. Let me try that again. Well, I tried this earlier and it was working well, but it may be this site is having difficulties.
Right.
Let me try a different one. I try one of this page.
Now, Elaine's saying that she was having trouble with it yesterday.
Yeah, I only tried it once, though, so that is not a good test.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was working for me yesterday. Maybe there's a problem with this site at the moment. So there's also a bunch of other sites Lucas added that are various archive sites that use this common thing called DFG Viewer. So to look at one example, this is another German site, Westphalen Archives. And again, this is similar to the Basrhein Archives. This is mostly images and they're not fully transcribed. So you can search from here with whatever information it extracts, but mostly it's about building citations. So for this example, you can build a citation, puts it in the clipboard. There is this edit citation here, just if you want to see what it built. And in this case, it doesn't really know much about what kind of record it is, but it's created a citation, and you can, if you can understand it, you can put in more information, like here describing this is the baptism of so-and-so, or this is the name of the collection.
And so, you know what? I don't know if I've ever used the edit citation option in Sourcer, but it's been there forever, right?
Yeah. This I mostly just use it when I'm testing. I mean, normally if you're actually working on a profile, you build a citation, you just flip back to the profile and paste it in.
That's right.
So I use it a lot, but if
you hit save, then that automatically goes to the clipboard. Is that right?
Yeah. It actually saves quite a lot of information when you say build a citation. It saves the text, but it also saves various other information, which is how you can add a person from a, when you create a citation and then you go to add person in WikiTree, it actually knows all the name and dates and things, so you can fill the fields with the information that was saved when you did save citation or build citation. Right.
So in that case, if you hit, you do the inline citation, go to edit citation, then you can customize the stuff that the
you can
pull out, hit save, and then you go and then you just paste it.
Yeah. So you can do it that way, though. Typically, once you could also just paste it in and then edit it in the thing. So I have had thoughts about making this edit citation smarter, so you could edit the parts in the individual fields. There's this thing called like if you go to a site that's not supported, like if I go to I don't want to go to my Wells Fargo site, but well, if you're just on a page like this, that's not a good example. If I just go to a newspaper site, which is not supported, there's this thing called Show Citation Assistant that shows up whenever you're on a site that Sourcer doesn't support, and it has this, takes you to this page where you can fill out all the different parts of a citation. Right. So I have had thoughts about making edit citation work that way. So when you do edit citation, it would bring up more of all these different fields that it's kind of saved away. But that's just a thought for the future. So I won't go through all the different German sites that Lucas added, but I'm sure for people researching in Germany, these are, I've definitely heard feedback that the Aerosol archives are useful. And then one thing, Lucas also did some improvements to the existing matricular site. And then one site that I had added previously is the site called the New Zealand Ancestry Search Helper. But previously, I just added search capability. So, for example, this is a distant relative of mine who did live in New Zealand. So if I go here, I can, because one of the fields says New Zealand, it's going to prioritize putting the New Zealand sites up here. So if I search this site, it's a site put together by someone called, his last name is Howison, and it actually will go and search all the different New Zealand sites in one place. So for things like birth, deaths, and marriages, you could get this marriage here and it'll take you to the New Zealand BDM site, and you could create a citation here for this. But there are some things like the intention to marry that aren't recorded anywhere else, and he's been collecting a lot of these documents. So now this is the one I added, the intention to marry one. If you view the page, you can see that he actually has the image here, and there are 3 different marriages here. You can select the one you want, and then you can build a citation. You can either build it from the point of view of the groom or the bride. You know, if you wanted to create a narrative and you want to say Harriet married Edward, you'd select that one. So that's there are, I think, some other types of record on the Ancestry Search Helper site that aren't that don't just link to other sites. So I might gradually be adding those also. And go back to my site here. So that's I think that's most of what I wanted to show before I hand over to Real. Yeah, that is, I mentioned at the beginning, quite a lot of other people are interested in contributing to Sourcer, and there are some Australian sites and US sites that people are working on. So hopefully this won't just be a Hacktoberfest thing. People will be contributing to sites all year round. Okay, so I'll stop sharing that and let Real take over.
Thank you. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Yeah, it helps to share this whole screen rather than a window so that the pop-ups show up.
Right.
Window, entire screen. I have so many of them, I need to.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, so I think in the previous chat, Rob has already demonstrated the EGSA, the Electronic Genealogical Society of South Africa, or something is their name. They have a couple of search locations, and Rob did illustrate some of it. So I'm just going to quickly demonstrate 2 examples again. This is, can I zoom this? No, not the. So this is the baptism search site. And in order to, normally I work from WikiTree to a source site, like go and search someone that I have on WikiTree. I want their baptism or their death or marriage. I go and search on these sites. But you can go in the opposite direction. So this is just an example of the opposite direction. So, for example, if you've found someone here, so look for Adrian Hermanus Low. The result looks like this. Now, the default, if you just go to their site without having Sourcer enabled, then after you've done a search like that, this search area here is all empty again. They clear out everything. So part of the functionality that I added to Sourcer was to, on this site, to repopulate the site with the search data that you had before, so that if you want to refine it to choose other options here, you can do that. And this is active even if you go to the site without Sourcer, because Sourcer just loads this background script for the site. So here there are two records that they've found for Hendrik Low. And we want to look, say we're interested in this particular one that was born in September of 1801. As with all the other, of most of the other similar sites, Sourcer, you highlight the record that you want to work on. Open Sourcer, and here you can now generate a citation for this person or for his parents, because his mother and his father also appear in the record. Or you can search for this record elsewhere. So let's see if we can find him on WikiTree. And there is an Adrian Hermanus Low. Looks like it's the same person because it's in September 1801. And if we open him, looks like, yeah, this is a person. His parents are Jacobus Adrian and Maria Magdalena Gobrecht, which seems to be the person we're interested in. So now I can generate the citation for that baptism record and paste it in here. But looking at the dates here, I see that, well, it's in the Swartland, and it's, you know, most of these records are present in Family Search as well. Actually, the original records, because these were transcriptions that were made before Family Search has these records, or some of these transcriptions. So let's see what happens if we search for this record in Family Search, for example. And there's an Adrian Hermanus Low with parents Maria Gebrecht, slightly different. Looks like this is the same person, so let's go and look at him. If we open it up, so these are the Swartland baptism records, and because I know where he is, I can open this up and see, yeah, there is Adrian Hermanus, born 17 September 1801, and his parents. So I'd rather create the citation of this person than, because this is the original document. The other thing is just a transcription.
Right.
let's do that and say, let's generate an inline citation for him. Go to Adrian and say, oh, since this record, I mean, this particular one doesn't have any, you can just look at the sources. You say there's a probate record and then this book where the information came from. So here's a better one, so we'll just paste it there. And accept that this is not correct. The frustrating family search doesn't know about the right place names.
Was there a colony at the time then? Is that the issue?
Yes, yeah. Yeah. South Africa only came into existence in 1910. But family search refuses to acknowledge that, in spite of communications with them. And as they want us to do in the South African project, we must say who added it. And I've accepted that the date is wrong. And what's today's date? 6. By the way, I used the very handy feature of the WBE, the text expander, to add the signature.
Oh, nice.
So I just type :S for my signature and paste space, and then it will add that in. And side advertisement for WBE is if you click on that link, you can set up what abbreviation expands to what. And this is where I have my.
Oh, nice.
So I might as well update that one.
Now, does text expander always start with a colon, or that's your own?
No, that's my own convention. It's whatever you type there. There must be a space before it, what you type, and then when you type a space after it, then it expands it. So that's why I always use some starting thing. But anyway, sorry, I digress. Get back here. So we've added the christening, baptism, Ardennes no, South Atlantic colony, looks all okay. And adding sources. Fine. So this is going from another source to WikiTree, and well, in this case, again, to another source. But the more typical examples that I work with is you're working on a profile and you see, like, I found this profile and I see, oh, it has a reference here to the EXA website, except that there isn't really a link here, and EXA recently organized their site and all existing links broke. So there are quite a number of links on WikiTree that is meaningless, and the links are of such a format that it doesn't tell you anything. You don't even know where the baptism or birth or anything was. So okay, this is not, yeah, also this doesn't say anything. So we're guessing it's in Natal. But let's go and search for this person on the grave site. Now the grave site doesn't have a single search place. It has a search place for each of the provinces of the country and the worldwide one. Because there's one place where they record South African graves that are overseas, typical of wars and so on. So for this one, we know it's in KwaZulu-Natal. So I search there, and I didn't find anything because by default it uses the last name at birth and just the one name. So, but we don't despair and we go to grave search, but we say I want to search with parameters because I want not the last name at birth, but one of the other name or current names. So I'll pick Prinsloo and try again to do the search. And
we found one.
This one is not it because I forgot to change one. Because so this one is in the Western Cape, Solaris Pass, Western Cape, because I forgot to, when I go here,
just switch back to
Natal. I forgot to say where, so it's in Natal, and I want Prinsloo. And on the grave sites, it's better to only use one name and not all the full names, unless you have many records, then you can start figuring out. And there's one.
There we go.
That looks more promising, and this is Prinsloo Irene, 1913 to 77, and yep, so this is her. And now I can generate a citation for her. So let's be fancy and generate a narrative with a citation, and go over here and say so let's paste it in here and see what we get. I go preview. So now I have, it says Irene died age in 1977 in Newcastle, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. And a reasonable citation. With the link to this particular picture.
Excellent.
I don't know if you can see down at the bottom there. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to save this because I want to do, I'm afraid I'm going to forget to come back to the profile and just update something else. So, because I'm not happy with exactly just saving this. So,
right.
So I'm just going to delete the draft and pop back out of it.
So one of the things I just want to pop in and say, like, one of the things you can do that I often do with Sourcer is once I've put in, I almost always use the narrative with the inline citation, but I usually go back and add more to the narrative and take the, because that's a great starter sentence, but sometimes there's more information like godparents, you know, for baptism, that sort of thing. You don't have to do that, and sometimes, and other people like to do that more, maybe more than you do. If your strength is just grabbing the sources, and you want to focus on that, and you have someone else who likes adding the fleshing up the narrative, you can do that.
Yeah,
you can do it all in once.
So, I'm just trying to find. Oh, let me just grab one of these. This is, of course, all to do with style and things, but you know, in the South African sites, we typically we create, or the profiles that we create look like this. We don't have stories because there's typically no story to tell. You don't have other sources. We don't have you know, bios or things. So we just list all the facts, quote the citation, and list the details. And WBE's autobio generates this for me, for the majority of it. And so I just paste the sources in for, well, I first paste the sources and then I use autobio to generate things in this format, depending on all the sources. So that's where WBE comes in very, very handy.
Right.
I think that is it. The other thing was that Rob asked me if I had any opinions for anyone, developers starting out with Saucer, how to come up to speed with it, because I think I started with Source. The first time I looked at Source's code was a week or so before Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest started. And I think for me, I mean, Rob's documentation was fantastic. It was, if you start with the README file that he has, and at the bottom there's a guide for developers. And I basically just started at the top and worked through it. And the adding support for a new site gives you sort of a step-by-step of what you have to do. And everything went smoothly, and I was understanding everything and working. And then, as with in my experience with most things, when I start with new technology and whatever, everything, understand everything, and then suddenly you fall off a cliff. You don't know what the hell is going on. You're completely lost because there were just too many, funny things just became too much. And then I just step back and go through the documentation again, and slowly you pick it up. So it was not a new experience, but maybe that's just how my brain works. And yeah, I think what made it a little bit difficult is the fact that because of the nature of Saucer, because it has to cater for all these different sites and so on, and it's highly modularized, and so the logic that you're implemented is spread all over the place. There isn't the one place where you can start from the top and work down and do it. It's in this file and that file and that file. So the logical process of what is happening when you run it is a little bit here, and then there's a little bit here. But if you can get that, and that's where the documentation helped me really, is that it's a step-by-step, and you work through that, and you can skip the part that you're not implementing, but it helps you, and then eventually you start to get the picture of, okay, here's a thing that extracts, here's a thing that generalizes, here's a thing that builds a citation, and so on. But yeah, no, I have to compliment Rob for his documentation. It is excellent.
Well, thank you, Riel, for sharing that. And again, thank you, Rob, for sharing the Saucer and putting all that work to put that documentation together. Because, when Amber rejoins us, she can let us know. She can confirm how sometimes lack of documentation might be the go-to for some of us. But it's so necessary for collaboration.
I also want to add that Rob also made a very handy getting started script for Saucer. So it fills out all the files. So yeah, that plus the documentation made it very easy to get started.
Yes, absolutely. If that script wasn't there, it would have been a gazillion times more complicated and difficult to do. But the script does a lot of, and then sort of creates all the boilerplates, and then you just need to go and find the thing.
Yeah, that was kind of my focus for Hacktoberfest this year, was helping people get up to speed and getting feedback from people on what things could be improved, in the documentation and in the script. So yeah, as Riel says, it's very modularized. It's probably from my background of working on large software systems. It's everything should be modular, otherwise you end up with modules, files that have 10,000 lines in them. But I definitely lean more on the modularization side than some people.
Right. So 10,000 is bad, but what about 9,000 lines? What if you only had 9,000 lines?
Well, there's a nice middle ground. I don't believe in putting one function per file, but yeah, 9,000 might be a little on the high end for me.
Ambar thought it was. Anyways, we will. I'll let Amber speak later on. So for now, but anyways, thank you very much, and it's so exciting having the Sorcerer extension join us this year. But from one extension to another, let's hear what happened with the WikiTree browser extension. And Sandy and Elaine are both going to share what they've done for that. So Sandy, did you want to start off?
I'd let Elaine start off, if you don't mind, because I'm so curious about what she's done, because I do a lot of documents or profiles, excuse me, that need her addition.
Okay. And sorry it got windy. I was going to be inside, but kid stuff. Oh, I need to press the button for your screen share. Okay. And I just have.
Okay. Are you sharing your
share
screen?
screen? I'm trying. I pressed the button.
Okay.
Okay. New website. Whatever. Okay.
And once you've navigated to the right page,
I think I have. I need to go to. It's a new computer. I need to go to the Mac settings. Crap. Can I put y'all? Can I give Jamie?
I can pivot.
Jamie, yeah, you did it. Let me give you the other couple weeks. Here, I put it in the chat. There it is. So that's just my personal page. All I was going to do is open the page and then click through a bunch of the profiles. It's nothing special.
Elaine, do you want me to pivot? I'll start.
What? Oh, sure. Well, I just put the thing in the chat. If Jamie.
So if you click on the link that she put in the private chat there, Sandy.
Oh, there we go.
And then you share your screen, and then she can talk to
it. Do not see a link.
I'll put it in the private.
Oh no, that's Rob. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there we
now
go.
see both.
I was going to direct you to the wrong place. Sorry.
Okay. We'll get it up there. Give me 1 second.
There we go.
Oh yeah, it looks so different because Sandy has her special blue setting. It's so cloud-like.
Oh.
Okay, so the way I started with it, I was working with. I wanted Hebrew names to not be all mixed up. I've got working a lot of profiles where I've got Latin name like English, Hebrew, and Russian, and they lived all those places. It's nice to have all those there and searchable. So I played a tamper monkey and had Hebrew set on its own line. Okay, so I guess let's go to Hebrew first. So I just separated out the names. The first one's good. It says Joseph. That's Ben Gurion. So each name is on. It's. Oh no! Wait a minute. You have to have the. Sandy, do you have WikiTree preview? Do you have WEBE preview?
I do.
Okay. Can you?
She might have
it?
to.
I might need to toggle something, which is great to demo.
Yeah. Okay. So if you've got preview, yeah, go to that and then type reorder or type names.
There we go.
I'm so sorry.
No, this is great. This is really great because this will show everybody.
If I were good at quickly fixing my Mac, I would, but it's new. I don't know. I wish my husband were here. Anyway.
Okay, I have it. Let me give. I think I have it. Is that the way it's supposed to?
What?
Is
oh yes, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, ideally wouldn't have PM for prime minister in both lines, but that is what it's supposed to be. The first line in black letters is David in Hebrew, and then it's Ben Gurion, and then Gruen, just like it is in English down there. Yeah, so that's each on its own line. Oh yeah, so if you had a different browser up, then you could see back and forth. But everyone got to see at first what it looked like, that it was all the languages were mushed together. Okay, so I guess you can go back to the space page. And I know I've got one that has, oh yeah, scroll down to another Hebrew one, because one actually, I listed them by LNAB, but they have, go to Elazer. So go up one. I'm so sorry.
Can you say go up
No,
one?
go back
Okay.
up. It says Elazer. Okay, so that one has 4 languages on it. It has English or Latin letters, and then Russian, and then Greek, and then Hebrew. So that's unusual to have 3. Like it would seem a bit excessive, but he legit lived in all those places. So and would know those names. I told my son to bring the dog in. I'm so sorry. Okay,
Can I
I mean
pause
that's
for just
basically
a
it. Oh no,
second?
wait. Go to
Can we
a
pause for
Chinese
just
one.
a second? We've
Yeah.
got a really, really painful echo coming across to chat. Does anybody happen to have YouTube up on their phone, their tablet, or their computer that's in the studio? Okay, let's see if we can do
I
some.
think everyone else is muted.
Okay. Okay, Lane, sorry about that.
Okay, I just put my dogs in. The son brought 1 out of the 3 dogs in. I need them all in. Anyway, okay, so that's one piece, is putting each language on its own line. And then the other piece, which Ian helped me with, is putting the Eastern name first. So if you go back to the test page, you can click on Chinese or Japanese up toward the top. And yeah, so Mao Zedong. Okay, so you've got the Mao first, as it would be when you're writing in Chinese. So yeah, Ian helped me make sure it went in the right order. And Jamie, do you want to read one of the Japanese ones? Oh yeah, you could go back, Sandy, and then pick one of the Japanese ones. Actually, I don't know literally a single thing in Japanese. Ian did all of that. I know a few letters in all the other languages, at least, to help me. Next, I want to do Hungarian, just because their family name also comes first.
Oh, so for the Japanese names, it switches the family name and the given name, because in Japan the family name comes first, and then it also spells it out in the hiragana characters, so which is the phonetic characters, and then also we'll put it in the Latin characters as well.
So I remember, Jamie, you said something about Arabic being difficult on the site. I was able to get the Hebrew going the right way, like reading right to left. Why is Arabic different? Or why? I tried to get it to work. That was one of the first ones I did after Hebrew. But number 1, I'm not very good at this. Number 2, you said something was, you weren't surprised that it didn't.
Yeah, I don't know why it's different. I just know that when I've been testing stuff, like sometimes Arabic script like makes the WikiTree IDs weird. Like where if you copy it, it's like backwards when it shouldn't be. Like it puts the numbers.
It's the same with Hebrew. So like as far as the wonkiness, like I'm usually able to work through it, but maybe I can get Arabic going. That would be super cool. Okay, so that's it. There are like 6 languages supported so far, if I remember correctly. So anyway, I will learn more, and there are a few bugs to fix, but not too many, and it'll get better over time. That's all.
That's very impressive.
That is.
Super impressive. Wow.
That's
What?
Betsy's grandfather there under
Oh.
Mao Zedong. I asked her
Oh,
if I could use
nice.
it.
And I just wanted to add that this was Elaine's first time participating in Hacktoberfest, and also her first time making an open source contribution. So,
And y'all are all super nice, and I appreciate all of your help and kindness. Thanks.
That's good. We're not too scary to work with. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Elaine, can we ask a question real quick? Elaine, can you give us, or what can you use this for? This is to show the names in their proper language.
It's just a display thing. And it only changes that one line, but it really helps if you've got multiple alphabets, because say you've got Hebrew in the first proper first name and English in the preferred name, and then you've got Hebrew LNAB and English in the, what's another thing, an other last name. So it separates out the first and last name fields. I'm sorry, my middle child. Makes it easier to read. So if we had both things pulled up at the same time, it'd be a lot clearer. Like that one goes, it's just like alphabet soup a bit. Without, to me anyway, without the setting language on its own lines.
Sandy, maybe you can show maybe the Japanese one again, and then turn off the feature and refresh so people can see how it changes.
And yes, this is a WikiTree browser extension option, Yoke. So you have to have a WikiTree browser extension installed. And is this one of the options that gets turned on by default, or you have to turn it on?
It's not default. Also, it's still in preview.
And it's still in
I think
preview.
there's like one more thing to fix, and then it should be fine to go to the regular one. And
Okay,
it will
so
automatically come on. You have
this
to go
is
to games, yeah.
what it looks like with it toggled on. And now I'm going to refresh. Is Jamie suggested? And let's see what it looks like afterwards. This should be toggled off.
Yeah, and it looks even more challenging when you've got 3 different alphabets going on. This is 2. Well, sort of. I guess there's like the very first character looks more like Chinese to me, but
yeah,
Jamie
so it's
would know,
the
I would
two
not.
different. So there's like the Chinese-based Japanese characters, and then the phonetic-based ones, and then also English characters all mixed up on one line. Whereas if you have the extension on, it separates them into 3 different lines.
And just one more time, I'm going to turn it on so we can take another peek at it. This is.
Do you want to open a Korean one?
Oh,
never mind.
And then let me refresh since I just turned it on again. And you see how it kind of reorganizes it, reorders. That's what you named it, right, Elaine? Reorders. So it looks really
reorder.
cool.
Well, it was funny because Ian was like, "Wait a minute, it's not reordering the Asian names where are they supposed to go?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, well I meant reorder names on the lines." So then he added where I wanted to put the East Asian, Hungarian, everything first also, but I'm still figuring out what I'm doing, and he helped do that. So you can go to a Korean one if you want, just because it's easier to read. Like even if you don't know Korean, the letters are much simpler. I know a few more examples. But... Okay, so you can see Kim is the first symbol there. Like they write it each. It's almost corresponding to English, sort of. Each thing has its own letter, but then you write in syllables. So this one is the G, that's the I, the square at the bottom is the M. And that's like the most common name in Korea. So you'll see that in like 30%.
And this is with it toggled on. Let me refresh. And that's with it off.
And someone on that one put it, oh, I guess it was me. I don't know. I'm not sure where Kim Yunam is, like if that's all in the middle name field, because also if you split it up to where you've got something in preferred name and something in other last name, then it's going to chop the Kim and the Yunam separate. But anyway, yes, that is the general idea.
Great stuff. Okay. Sandy, what else is new in WikiTree browser extension?
So let me come back over. I just wanted to mention somebody discussed their updates. How do I find all the updates? I'm just going to post this because I think Jamie created this on the help page, which is how I find all the updates. Is I look at the tag Hacktoberfest and everything. And it gives me, I love that you guys update week by week by week as well. So I just added that to the chat. But going over to a couple things that I've used for a long time on WikiTree, but I haven't been able to figure out how to use it really successfully. And I have a lot of family history books. Some people might have Bibles, or you might work from some compilations, books, things of that nature of colonial America. Is we do a tremendous amount of that. And if you're using a space page and you're using a sticker, and this happens to be my biological paternal line, I have a sticker that says the geological reference, and I reference the space page for this particular book so I can keep everybody together. That's not new. That's been around forever. But what is new is there is something that says what profiles use this source, and I come here and the last name's Linger. There's a million of them, right? This is the Linger family book. So I can't really do anything with this, but I want to try and find locations maybe, or brick walls or timelines. And I want one place where I can keep all this information connected together. If you were there for the tech panel talk beforehand, Thomas McGinty mentioned that he would like some type of system for the fan. And to me, this is helping me out on a real baby scale for the fan, which is like looking at your larger network. So Ian Bacall created this button here. It says what links here table. So now instead of just looking at the Linger last name for the ID, WikiTree ID, I can get a little bit more detailed information. Play around with it. There's, it's going to default to 100, but play around with it to see what you're looking for. If you're looking for a particular name, for me, in my areas of research, the families use the names over and over and over, but not just in linear. They also go all the way across. So brothers and sisters will use the name, as well as grandparents to grandchildren will use the name. So it gets a little confusing for me. So I'll sometimes just search on one name to try and bring up who's there, and I can say, oh, there we go. That's who I'm looking for. It just gives me a way to look at the information that I've already put in the work by putting the sticker on profiles. And again, this sticker has been around since I've been around on WikiTree. It just gives me a different way of looking at what links here. And another way that I use it is there, if you have a Bible. It's kind of really neat to see all the Bibles together. So as I scroll down, if you don't have the what links here, I can look at the what links here link, and I can look at a table. This one, they don't have it all populated, but I wanted to show you that if you have a family Bible, link the names together, especially those of you that have those Bibles that have generations after generations after generations together. It just is a way to dig through and sift through your data, because once we start getting people with the same last name, Smith, Jones, things like that, it's near impossible to use the tools that we have, the stickers, and find anything based off of just this what links here page. And the what links here page, it's on pretty much every space page. You can use it. The code is there, the link is there. And I thank you, Ian, for helping me out, because as I go through researching my brick walls and trying to find out who's related in what locations, the interesting thing is the reason why this came about, let me come over here, is because of the Western Ho sticker. I was trying to find my Appalachian ancestors that quickly, and I can use WikiTree Plus for it, but I was trying to find my ancestors from the Virginia area that went west. And so I just used that little what links here that I already put in the work with the sticker, and I could just look at the table and I can sort it, and I can do a lot of different things with it. But the reason also I wanted to mention this, anytime you have a template, which a sticker pretty much is a template, there's a template page, and there's a sections for usage, pages that use this. This doesn't help me much. This is just a list, and it's been there forever. And I've always sat there and said, how can I make this better? I mean, you know, we've all heard probably the Donner Party. This doesn't really give me any information that I can quickly use. But now with Ian's what links here, and again, play with this with the entries. I only have 100 just to bring it up real quick. But I can just click and sort through the death location. But for me, I wanted to see, when I was researching my ancestors, I wanted to see the birth location and then who went west.
Right. Now, there's not a My Connections button there, is there?
There's not. This is a space page.
Right. And they don't have My Connections.
So this is, but I'm glad.
That's a list. I mean, that's a list of profiles.
That's a list of profiles. It's just a list. And I'm telling you, it's been here since day one, because I started WikiTree really digging in with the province of Georgia. It was before United States. And a lot of the names are the same because it was a small collection of immigrants that came. And I'm like, I can't really do anything with this list unless I open up each profile. One at a time. So I'm glad you mentioned the My Connections, because in a way, instead of digging through this entire list, I can just come up here and say what links here. I can search on the data. I can manipulate the columns and look at it that way as well.
That page is a default page that comes with the MediaWiki software that WikiTree is built on. So it's probably, it literally has probably been there since the beginning.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've always looked at it and I'm like, well, I'm glad that it is collecting it. It's collecting it in a file folder for me. but now I need it to work a little bit harder for me. And so
Jenny, how hard would it be to put a My Connections button on that page?
I mean, I think it's been on our to-do list to make it pretty at some point. It just hasn't been a high priority. Like, I think even if you click on the links, like if you click on one of those links, it's probably broken. No, like not that, but like
this one here. There we go.
Yeah, it's broken. Like it's because it's trying to go to a page that doesn't exist in the WikiTree structure, because it's I think it's literally just what was there when the base WikiTree or the base MediaWiki software was installed.
And I will tell you that there's probably, I'm going to guess 90% out there that never knew this page was here.
Yeah, I don't think it's linked to from a lot of places. On categories maybe, but I think the WikiTree browser extension adds links to it in more places.
And then down here at the bottom, it says what links here. Is that in the core, or is that WikiTree browser extension?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't either.
I do know that they're if you have it enabled in the browser extension, that it does add it to more places.
And the reason why I really mention it, if you do work off family books, I love working off family books because I get a little bit of tidbits, but I want to collect that information all together, because this is a source. It's not, this particular book is, this is my Barrel Boy story. It's not a great source, but it is a source. So I want to keep them all together. And I created this space page just to keep it together, let everybody know, hey, if you want to use this sticker, if the person's in the book, use the sticker or category, but also how to find it on the Library of Congress, how to find the information. And now that I've got the sticker, I'm going to make this page of what profiles link here. I'm going to make it work a little bit harder for me by giving me the data. And that's kind of where that came from. Moving on, it's really great for Bibles. If you guys have Bibles and Bible pages, I've seen some beautiful Bible pages up there. That would be really great to add as well. Okay, so moving on. This has been a controversial thing in my household. So my husband is like coder extraordinaire, but will not help me with any WikiTree coding. So I end up going to Ian and asking him for help. And this has been really a topic of discussion in my household. Why would I want to know DNA, how I relate DNA to people in a cemetery? So, hey, some people get why we go to cemeteries and spend all day taking pictures, and some people don't, right? So this is kind of the dilemma we have in our household. I wanted to know the DNA that I had. So what Ian did is he has this new little button for categories and DNA test matches, and you can put in any link, any WikiTree ID. I can't tell you how fantastic this is for trying to work these brick walls. But I'm just going to click the DNA test matches with my WikiTree ID, and you see the little rotating globe. I did stack the deck here. So I match 108 people buried in this cemetery with DNA. And what I did not expect Ian to do, and I'm thrilled he did it, he tells me exactly what test. So if it's autosomal, if it's a mitochondrial, and he gives me the little information right there. I'm visual. I want it quick. I want to see it. There are other ways to see how you connect with people. You can come up to my connections on a category page and you see the ancestors and the cousins. I get that. But what I wanted is I just wanted to see it real quick on this page. And I'm going to click it one more time because my patience level, I want it now. I want to go through the drive-through. I want the French fries now type of thing. So this just tells me how I connect to them and tells me, am I going up my female line? Is it autosomal? And I love it. I just really love the visual of it. The funny thing is if you really want to get creative, go to your college and see how many you are related to at maybe your college or your university. There's a couple categories for religion. If you want to see how many you're related to, there's ranchers, there's rodeo clowns. Go to any of these categories and see if you have DNA matches with them as you go through. And all you got to do is click on this little button. Now, if you're trying to trace down a brick wall, you can change the ID as well. Okay, now the big thing. This is the big, I'm into the bling. So
that wasn't the big thing?
This is I think for me, the what links here is a big thing, but people probably think it's boring. So this is my big thing. I asked Ian about it. I thought that we were only going to maybe do it for my one little tiny project that I just picked up that we're expanding. I thought that he would do it just for that. And he said, no, we're doing it for all WikiTreeers. And, drum roll, a countdown clock. So the project 1776, the American Revolution, he created coding for a countdown clock. If you come up to your WB options up here, use the search, type in countdown. So if you've got a countdown to retirement, a countdown to your pregnancy, I guess you could put that type of thing on your profile. If you're a project and you're counting down how many days left in the month for your monthly challenges that you have, you can do that as well. It's just, you can manipulate it a little bit with the colors. It's a real basic thing, but it's really cool. It's blingy and it's cool.
Wow.
And so a big thanks to Ian, not only for being a friend, listening to me, because most times I forget to say good morning, good afternoon. I just open up a conversation with him. Hey, I need a favor. So thank you, Ian, for listening to me and coding and putting up with me. I appreciate it. Okay.
So on the countdown clock, it started with days. Can you hide the days? So you just have hours, minutes, and stuff?
I believe so. I won't lie. I only tested it out for this particular project, and I knew there were a lot of days until we got to next 4th of July. So I didn't take it further, but I'm curious to see if somebody else does.
I'm just thinking, Amber, feature request, countdown to the next mystery box.
Oh, that's true. I just want to point out, I think that it still kind of pulses. So for those of you that have visual impairment or it affects you, it still pulses, a 239 kind of comes at you just slightly, very, very slightly. So I think he's still working on that. I think. I'm not sure. And that's it.
Okay. Anyway, I just thought let's just throw that out. When we hand you the mic, Amber, you can give your thoughts about that.
Well, and you also have countdown to the start of Hacktoberfest. You
Yeah.
can have a lot of fun with us.
Yeah, lots of things. Great. Excellent.
Great
So
minds think alike, Azure.
countdown to Hacktoberfest
Oh,
2020.
and there you go. Countdown the Secret Santa. So yeah, there you can have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Once we're done this week, then we have to switch hats to Secret Santa time.
Mm-hmm.
Prep for that. Well, a nice bridge between all the extension work that was done, and that is fantastic, to the tree apps work is the biocheck, which is at least it's like a hydra, isn't it? Okay, multi-headed beast, the biocheck app and all its incarnations.
Well, it's one thing. It just happens to live as an app where you can run it against what you pick, or in WBE when you enable it, and in the tree apps when the developer of that tree tool puts in the hooks and you enable it. One of the changes for this Hacktoberfest was I added a method for developers, for you tree view guys. If you want to run biocheck and say, was there anything at all wrong? There's one thing you can call to get that now.
Nice.
And I did that when I was working on WBE. If you go into WBE under other, there's it's called Feed Helper. And if you enable the Feed Helper, you can run biocheck on, say, anything on your contributions. So if you want to look at your contributions, you can do the Feed Helper, and that will run biocheck and everything.
Nice.
So I fixed something in there that it wasn't getting all the biocheck answers. Other things that went into biocheck, pretty much every time a new release goes out, there's some kind of an improvement to source checking. Because I found another one like internet files, not a source. It now checks for HTML tags that are not on the recommended list. It's just complaining more, looking at project boxes, and if they're not approved, putting out a warning. Now, if you got a project and you got a project box that you're using that's not approved, you're going to get a lot of warnings or messages. So you might want to talk to the project guy. He's going to love me for that. The same is true for sticker. So if there's a sticker that doesn't have a status of approved on it. And the other thing I did was some work with inline citations with ref. So if the same name is used more than once for a reference, it reports that, because you could name it. You could have the name obit for an obituary, and then you could have another thing that you also called obit for an obituary. Which one of those is the right source? Maybe they're the same, maybe they're not. And the other thing is if the definition of that named ref isn't in the biography. And that goes back to things that are in the research notes are not counted as sources.
Right.
Which goes way back. And the only other thing was a thing to help us get more profiles sourced is a message if a profile is marked as unsourced, but it has either birth or death location. It says, hey, because if you add that location, that's going to make that profile come to the attention of people that know how to source profiles in that area. So,
good.
And you can see it in action. Just, be sure to move your mouse over that save draft button before you save the profile.
That's right. That's very cool that it can just auto update by just moving your mouse over there. You don't have to reload or anything like that. Very cool. Well, thanks
And
for that.
if you don't have a mouse, you can just save the draft.
Oh, right.
If you're working on your, if you're working on an iPad and you don't have a mouse, you can just click Save Draft and it will recheck it, or wait 30 seconds, which is an eternity.
Oh, yeah, 30 seconds. Yeah, that's true. Oh, great. Well, thank you for that, Kay. That's excellent. So from that, we'll slide into gaps. And so Ambar has been a great help, and she has been working on the Mystery Box Challenge app. And she's actually done some more work, which I have not updated or done anything this week. But Amber, do you want to talk about the work that you have done?
Sure. I'm even showing the mystery box if you want to allow me.
Oh, let me just find. There you are.
Okay.
Let me just add that to the stage. There you go.
So the thing that is working that wasn't working on October 1st is that we now have the street counting.
Mm-hmm.
And before it would just say one mystery box, no matter what. So now it can actually count. The other thing I don't really want to talk about, we've made some improvements, but I don't think I finally vanquished the last bug, is having it use UTC everywhere, right, so that it does not make mistakes with respect to time zone handling, because what would happen on October 1st is that it was possible for someone doing a box on September 30th to complete a box and have it saved as October 30th's box. And then they couldn't do another box for the entire month of October. And since I tend to trip over this a lot because I'm in California and I work on genealogy late at night, that kind of made me sad. And that was what my impetus to help out Greg, who is very busy chasing his grandson around and doesn't necessarily have time to find bugs like this. So that was fun. And another feature, Greg, you're going to have to show off because it's your adoption box thing. Because
right.
The challenge stats, if a box has been abandoned for more than 30 days, you can now adopt it. But the change I made in this, and we're looking at my test version rather than the live version, is that before, whether or not you had done a box today, you can see it if I go here, it doesn't offer to let me, it says you've done your box for today. You can do a practice box. But before, when Greg put this feature in, I could still adopt a box if it was lying around. And I said, I don't think that's really consistent. So now, even though here in challenge stats, this box was started on 9/28, which is more than 30 days ago. So it's available to be adopted, but it's not showing me the adoption button. And that's because I already did a box today. But if Greg opened this up, assuming that you haven't done a box today because you've been very busy chasing your grandson around.
I have not done a box today, no.
Then the Adopt Me button should show there. So that's what we've been doing with Mystery Box, and I've been enjoying it tremendously. It's been a lot of fun working with Greg in an area of technology that I know much less about.
Yeah. So here's so if I go to the challenge stats, there's a list of all the boxes that are active. A bunch where they're solved already, but so this one, I click on 3709. There we go. It was started.
There's the Adopt Me button.
And there's the Adopt Me button. It was started in September the 28th of September. So it's been over a month, and so that means that it is now up for grabs. So I can adopt that box, and I've got a whole bunch of Swedish things to work through.
And look at that. It's only 4 things and not 5.
Uh-oh.
This is a great box. This is a wonderful box.
A wonderful box, yeah. So we get
It's a
to kill two birds with one stone, because this is one of the bugs that has happened, and I have not been able to figure out exactly when that fifth one gets dropped. But now, Amber, you have a good theory about what could have been happening.
I have a theory, and I refuse to try to describe it for this audience.
Okay.
2 words: race condition.
Yes, I think that's exactly it. I suspect that's it. But anyways, what this allows is for people who have chosen mystery boxes and then abandoned them, or got busy with things, or forgot about them, or in scenarios like this really stymies someone, because you could say I've done all of these, but if it only measures 4 complete as opposed to 5, the person who originally had this box won't have been able to go on. And so that's a sad thing. So we definitely want to fix that other bug as well. But anyways, allows you to get for those who are obsessive and hate to see these numbers just lying there fallow and not being taken care of, that allows them that. So anyways, I really want to thank Amber for helping me out with this. It is exciting to collaborate on things and sharing your code. It is very scary to share your code with other people, and especially when 9,000 lines is not something that someone wants to dive into. And so Amber helped me to piece it down. Now, maybe not quite as modular as Rob would have done or has done, but pretty modular and a lot more logical. I will agree that is a lot more logical.
One piece at a time. You put
One
one slice
piece
of
at a
cake out of the cake and put it somewhere else.
So the other thing that I had help with was in the tree apps. Lisa Gervais, is she still here? Lisa, yep, she's still here. Yay! One of the apps that is part of the tree apps, the Ancestor Webs one, which you can use to check out your own ancestry tree or pedigree tree, or you can compare your pedigree, your ancestors with someone else. Actually, up to 3. You can compare it up to 3 different people and see where you connect. There's a fair number of things that are going on in this, so I wanted a help free space page done for that, and I had just started a little wee one, and Lisa has done a great job filling that out. So just look at that table of contents, and she's gone through. We've got the history of how the app came to be, and then she's got lots of screenshots and step-by-step guide of using this. So thank you very much, Lisa, for all that extra work that you put in there. So I think that'll be very helpful. And of course, we filled it with lots of Canadian examples. Lisa's a fellow Canadian, so all of the examples, of course, are Canadian citizens. So that's very cool. And the final piece is the DNA app that that Megs has designed and I've helped program. And I zoomed in a lot. So this we call it the Genetic Genealogy DNA Matrix. And we are now in beta testing, and we've selected a few beta testers to test it out, and they're coming up with oodles and oodles of bugs for me to fix. But basically, this is what it looks like. This is an example. So these are 2 of my ancestors. And this is just a test matrix that I put together so I could see a couple different ones. But one of the options is you can switch the order in which they're listed. But if I scroll down far enough here, you will see I privatized it. That's one of the options here in the settings is how you deal with living people. You could either display all their names, which I would do if I was using this and not displaying my screen. But you could also limit it to first names, last names, whatever, or just the word living, which I've done here for display purposes. And as people join the matrix, and we can give them the permissions to the proper permissions, so they would not be able to see other living people if they were not on the proper have the proper permissions. But there you can see the connections, so you can see the benefit of this app. Basically, it shows you the genealogy connection between the various shared ancestors and the testers at the bottom here. Each of those living people are actually DNA testers who share various amounts with each other. And I've got some of those amounts labeled, and others I've put them in that they're DNA matchers or DNA testers, but I haven't actually added into the matrix the amount that they share. But it combines the genealogy along with the DNA matches, and then so with that combination of all that information, it allows you to sort of see patterns better. And so we have some testers who are helping me kick the tires on this now finally, and we'll be opening it up to more testers as the weeks go on. So that's the other project that I've been working on. And Jamie, do you want to talk about what else has been happening with Tree Apps or the apps project in general?
For Tree Apps, there wasn't too much else that happened. I think Riel and Kay and you, Greg, all made some bug fixes or small changes. So yeah, there wasn't too much else. But I guess I'll just talk about the apps project a bit.
Go ahead.
So yeah, so Hacktoberfest is just during October, but all year long we have the WikiTree apps project, where people basically do the same stuff that we were doing during Hacktoberfest, where we have a few open source projects. One is the Tree apps, and then the other one is the WikiTree browser extension, and then Sorcerer is also open source, so anyone can contribute to those. And then we also provide some space if you want to build a standalone app, kind of like the mystery box one that Greg was talking about. We can give you some server space for you to host that, where you can use the API to build some sort of app that you would like that maybe doesn't fit into Tree Apps or the browser extension. So yeah, if you are interested in participating or helping build apps or features that others might use, feel free to join the apps project. You'll probably interact with all of us that are here. We're mostly yeah, we have a decently active Discord channel, and so yeah, if you would like to program, if you didn't have time this month or last month, and would like to join us, please join the apps project.
That would be great. Yeah. Thanks, Jamie, for that. Yeah. And as I was saying this, as we were trying before we went live and trying to figure out what order we're going to talk in and who's going to talk about whatever. One of the things that I sort of realized today as I was trying to plan this is that this Hacktoberfest, for me anyways, felt different than previous ones. Many of the previous ones, I've had a sort of project, and lots of people had projects, and that they sort of did them or mostly finished them within the month. For this month, or this previous Hacktoberfest, I've really felt like it's sort of been a kicking off point or a starting point, but many of the projects are just sort of giving them a boost, like the Sorcerer extension, where lots of people did some added stuff to the Sorcerer extension. Some of those got completed. Some of those are sort of in progress still, and lots of people volunteered and are planning on helping with the Sorcerer, but they will continue throughout the year. And certainly that's the work that like the Ambar are doing with the Mystery Box project. There's still more work to be done there. The DNA app that I've been working with Megs, we're just starting to get ready there. And yes, Eric, there will be a way to actually view, even if you're not contributing to one of these projects. That's one of the options. When we get to the point where I'll be looking for more testers, we'll make a G2G post and I'll put some more of those details, and we can talk about that, and maybe even make a little specific Discord channel for that, or topic, whatever branch you call those little Discords, to talk about things like that. So it's been a nice kicking off point, and is just going to continue. So thank you to everyone who's contributed to Hacktoberfest this year, working on the extensions or the apps or the standalone apps, biocheck, all that stuff. And thank you, Jamie, for all of your support for all of us in getting connected, and lots of things. And I know I'm looking forward to the API for the biological parents coming out soon, so we can include those in our tree apps.
Yes, we still did not get out the trying to think of what we were trying to, the connection finder API.
Right.
That was supposed to be ready last month, and unfortunately it was not. So yeah, that's something that people will be able to use soon after October.
After
and
the,
then, Alesh is still working on getting the connection finder working with the new biological parent stuff. So people will be able to use that in the API pretty soon. I actually had a question about that in the WikiTree apps Google group this morning. So
oh, excellent.
And we were talking, Jamie, weren't we, about maybe an API to retrieve a family search ID if it's been associated with the program?
Yes. There's lots of API ideas. Try not to get too distracted and get the ones that are like super that need to be done like first.
Yesterday. Excellent. Great. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us, and we will see you around. Enjoy the rest of Thursday. There are other things. I don't have the list of what's coming up next. Jamie, is Sandy still with us, or has she left us? Sandy keeps me on track.
Sandy's dogs called her away.
Oh, did they? Okay. Well, there'll definitely be a summary, a roundup tonight at 8 o'clock. There is probably, let's see, I'm sure there's, what do we call a cubicle study and other things happening on Discord. So thanks again, everyone. Happy Hacktoberfest. It was a great one, and we'll see you next year for Hacktoberfest 2026.
Mm-hmm.
See you.